What's up, my people, man? Welcome to ZTV here, and I'm reporting on you off of the first game. This is my thoughts after Russell Westbrook has played his debut game with the Los Angeles Clippers since leaving the Lakers in the trade deadline. He has been bought off by the Utah Jazz to pursue the Clippers, who they bought him in free agency, brought him over, and I'm excited because here you see before you is your official big three. This is your big three: Kawhi, PG, and Russ. And I understand what a lot of people may be thinking right now, or we could have done better than that, or we was winning another guard. And listen, I feel your frustration, especially being a Clipper fan. It's very hard. The struggle is real. But you must understand something, that this is not the same management team that when Donald Sterling was running them. This is not the same management team that when they had Doc Rivers being the GM, president, and the head coach. Loris Frank, Mike Wenger, Jerry West, and even Steve Ballmer, they have made solid moves to improve this roster to make them a lot more efficient. They have made the necessary steps to make this team what it is. It's because of them this Clipper team got out the second round for the first time in franchise history just 2 years ago against the Phoenix Suns. Which, by the way, that's the new rivalry. The Clippers have a new rival. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we got the Lakers and everything, but the Clippers rival right now is the Suns officially. Now that Durant's over there. See, let me tell y'all why Russell Westbrook is on the Clippers and why Loris Frank chose to pursue him. Because this was obviously a team decision. Not only has Paul George vouched for him. Okay, not only has Paul George vouched for him, Kawhi Leonard is on board with it. And there's other players on the team who also agree with it. Tyronn Lue needed him. Okay, so not only did the team vouch for him, but this is what people gotta understand, that when we're up against the Phoenix Suns and we gotta take on teams like, for example, De'Anthony Fox or De'Aaron Fox, which you just seen last night. And that was a great game, by the way. That game went to 2 overtimes. That if we had Reggie Jackson, John Wall, Pat Beverly, right? That probably wouldn't ever, we probably wouldn't even won that game. That game wouldn't have went that far. Sacramento might have would have beaten us in the at the end of regulation, but Russell Westbrook's pace, the fact that he's able to keep up with these youngsters because of his speed and his athletic ability, and the fact that he still can give you a lot of assists. This man's a triple-double machine. It works out perfectly. And then on top of that, this is a much better team than the Lakers. And again, I understand how Laker fans feel about us, but to be honest, this was a much better fit. And I tried to tell people, I told Laker fans this 2 years ago. Just last season, matter of fact. Not 2 years ago, but last season. I told everybody, like, Russell Westbrook does not fit in with the Lakers. Him and LeBron James are the same player. They both have to inbound the ball. They both got to have the ball in their hands. They both got to push the ball up the court. Even though LeBron is a forward, he still plays like a point guard. LeBron has to run the point. He has to run moves over there. He has to be the leader of everything. Russ couldn't be Russ over there. That was the issue. Not to forget to mention, Rob Pelinka had an older roster that just wasn't ever going to fit. It was never going to work. Come on now. How you expect Russell Westbrook to work with a team with Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Trevor Ariza coming off your bench? LeBron is 37 years old at the time. 38. Anthony Davis, the problem with him is he has injury problems just as bad as Kawhi Leonard. And the problem is they keep playing AD at the 5 when he's actually a 4. He's a 3 or a 4. And Malik Monk is good, and that's another thing. Look how well Malik Monk played with the Kings. That man scored over 40-something points. And like Russ, Malik Monk suffered. So no, the Lakers was just a bad fit for him. LeBron was focused on breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record anyway, which he actually accomplished, and that's good for him. But that team needs to rebuild. The Lakers are not a championship team. And everybody thought Russell Westbrook was going to be the guy. Now you see how everybody turned on him. Why? Because it didn't work out. And they making him the scapegoat. They don't want to put blame on LeBron James, who wanted him there. That's why Russell Westbrook was going through what he was going through. No, Russ was never the problem. Now, when I critiqued Russ, like I did last year, I critiqued Russell with him wearing that dress or that skirt when he was doing his photo shoot. But I never once critiqued him on the basketball court. I saw what he did with the Washington Wizards. That man took the Wizards and won 40 games in a row with him and Hachimura and Bradley Beal. You had Robin Lopez. So no, he ain't the issue. Now that Russell Westbrook's with Kawhi Leonard and PG here, his ex-teammate with the Thunder. And now that he's with Tyronn Lue, a much better head coach, the man can actually make something happen. This might be a championship team. Russell Westbrook just might be what we needed. Again, I don't take a lot of these analysts seriously. Mike Wilbon, especially Nick Wright, Kendrick Perkins, all these guys that's talking down on Russell Westbrook going to the Clippers. And not even Perk. It's other guys. It's other analysts. Even Skip Bayless, which I don't understand. And Shannon Sharp normally don't cheer for the Clippers, but even Shannon Sharp don't mind Russell Westbrook on the Clippers. Even Shannon Sharp understands that was a good fit. Like the way the hate Russell Westbrook's getting is just not fair. The Lakers was a horrible team for him. That was not the right team. That was not the right fit for him at all. Let's establish that now going forward. And we see that. Because look at Malik Monk with the Sacramento Kings. Malik Monk is playing way better than what he was with the Lakers. He never get these meaning numbers. And I told y'all, man, the problem with the Lakers, everything runs through LeBron. LeBron's doing the same thing he did in Cleveland. Replace younger guys with older veterans. Now Rob Pelinka see that you got to get younger. Because the team the Lakers traded for are a lot younger. But the Clippers already had a younger team anyway. And see, Russell Westbrook was going to a team that was already established. The Clippers already had an established core. Because Lawrence Frank, Mike Winger, and Jerry West understands that the key to winning a championship is chemistry. You got to build a set number of guys and then go from there. Now, the Claw and PG, Terrence Mann, Ivica Zubac, Marcus Morris. Okay, and with Nicholas Batum, that's the core five. That's the core. Because those are the exact same players that was on the Clippers when they played Phoenix in the Western Conference Finals. And yeah, Kawhi Leonard got injured, but Terrence Mann dropped 55 to close them out against the Spider Mitchell when he was on the Jazz. By the way, speaking of Mitchell, he's going to do good he's doing excellent with the Cavs. Cavs found their guard. Cavs will be very dangerous in the Eastern Conference, especially when they if they gotta face Boston in the playoffs. But getting back on track, yeah, and this works out perfectly for us. Because again, the Clippers needed a point guard, a true point guard. They have not had a legit point guard since Chris Paul left. And even then, Russell Westbrook is better than Chris Paul. Yes, I said it. Chris Paul has never once in his career averaged 48 triple-doubles like he did. Russ broke Oscar Robertson's record, which was a record that was never broken for 40-something years. Like a long, long time. And that was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's partner. When him and the Big O won a championship back in 78. And it took Giannis 50 years to get another one for him. Just like Patrick Mahomes did with the Chiefs. And shouts out to Mahomes, that's he just won his second Super Bowl, giving the Chiefs 3 in that division. But yeah, Russell Westbrook broke Oscar Robertson's 47 triple-doubles. Not to forget to mention he's also a former MVP. Chris Paul never been MVP before. Day in his life. It's not Chris Paul's fault. It was just too much competition. He was up against Dirk Nowitzki, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. You had Tim Duncan, Steve Nash. It was a lot of competition back in the early 2000s. But yeah, Russell Westbrook gets MVP just like Durant did. And this man carried the Thunder to the playoffs. And that's another reason. Paul George plays way better with Russell Westbrook, as you can see. Far better. When Paul George was in OKC paired up with Russ the first time, his numbers were statistically a lot better. Even more efficient than when he was on the Pacers. And he did good with the Pacers. So that's another reason why Paul George wants Russell Westbrook. That's truly his point guard. He feels comfortable with him. He knows how to play with Russ. Even Kawhi Leonard's getting better looks. I'm sorry, but Russell Westbrook, again, Reggie Jackson was going to do this. And I loved Reggie Jackson. I enjoyed his time, but Reggie Jackson is not consistent enough. Reggie Jackson can't keep up the same numbers that Russell Westbrook can keep up with. Russell Westbrook on his bad day is better than Reggie Jackson. Because, yeah, Reggie Jackson about to score 50 points, but so did Russ, if I'm not mistaken. Let's keep it real, man. Let's be honest, man. Like, Russell Westbrook is far better point guard than what the Clippers have mostly had in their franchise. And I'm not taking nothing away from Mark Jackson, Andre Miller. Right? We've had some good guards here and there on this franchise. World be free. You know, I'm not taking nothing from him. CP3 did the best he could, but the problem with him is, again, Doc Rivers was the issue. Which Chris Paul told you that. And you see what the Clippers did. Now, thanks to Chris Paul, we was able to get Paul George and Kawhi Leonard through those trade picks we got from Houston. You know, so Chris Paul don't really hate the Clippers like the media thought he did. Because him trading, to go to him signing trading allowed us to eventually trade those picks we got from Houston and got Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Now, albeit we have to give up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but that's a sacrifice you have to take. And Russ is still better than Shai. But Shai is young. Now, he's still a young man in this league. But yeah, this works out perfectly, y'all. And again, I understand people's frustration, but you got to understand something. You can't always take the media's opinion. I take a media's opinion with a grain of salt. Because there's an agenda, like Charles Barkley, as everybody told you. Charles Barkley has told everybody that there's a conspiracy theory with the Lakers. They always have to make the Lakers look good, even when they at their worst. Because even now, the Lakers was not going to make they may not make the playoffs even this year, to be honest. They got a tough stretch. There's 20 more games left in the season. So Russ basically saw his opportunity and he bounced. That man happy. And you could tell he happy even in his interviews. They was treating Russell Westbrook like hell over there. It wasn't even his fault. To throw Russell Westbrook on the bus for how poor the Lakers has been playing is bad. But now he's on the Clipper team that needs him. Now let me show y'all something. Now I want everybody to pay attention right now. Let's look at the Western Conference. Because as you can see, this is a very, very, very tough schedule. Okay, this is not easy at all. Right? Look at the Denver Nuggets. Now, Nuggets got Jamal Murray back. Jokic is a 2-time league MVP. That's on par to get another one this year. With Mike Malone being coach of the year. Right? But look at the Memphis Grizzlies. Young team. They also got Marco Porter Jr. back. Aaron Gordon came over there last year. That's working out good for them. They balling. And by the way, this is where Bones Highland came from. Now, that was a good trade by the Clippers. They need a backup point guard. And I'm going to get to him in just a few minutes. But yeah, Nuggets they balling. Memphis, again, another young team. Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., Dylan Brooks. You know, that's a great team. Young, energy, right? Fast. They're very competitive. They're only getting better. They're once again a second seed like it was last year. Yeah, I think they were. Yeah, I think Memphis was a second seed. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, they was a second seed last year. Because I don't think Golden State was the first seed. They might have been. I don't know. I gotta matter of fact, let me check out something real quick. Cause see, everybody, I do real research. You know, I'm not one of these YouTubers who just go off the dome with no research. Yep, second seed. Look at that, right? Look, Phoenix was first, but they was a second seed, just like they was last year. Yeah, I was right. They were just like they was last year. Except Golden State was where the Kings are now. And look at the Sacramento Kings. And by the way, this is the team you cannot sleep on all. People are sleeping on the Kings. This is a very, very dangerous team, especially now. Like Memphis, they're young, right? You got De'Aaron Fox is excellent. Malik Monk fits in perfectly with them. They found their shooting guard. And then now you also have Kevin Huerter from Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, the other guy from the Indiana Pacers. The other forward, the other small forward, I forgot his name. The small forward Pacers they traded for. Tyrese Halliburton is good. They most of their team is consisted of first round draft picks. Vlade Divac has done a good job with the Kings. I'm gonna be very honest. The Kings are looking like how he was back when they had Mike Bibby and Chris Webber in them days. The Kings have not looked this good since 2001, 2002. Because even when they had Ron Artest and Kevin Martin, that team was never competitive enough. They were never good enough to be a third seed. And that squad was even making the playoffs. The days when they had Tyreek Evans and even DeMarcus Cousins, Boogie, as they call him. They have all those players, right? Buddy Hield, and they was never able to get to the playoffs. But now, look like they on pace. Again, the Clippers went to 2 overtimes in that loss. Again, great team. I'm going to say that now. And look at the Phoenix Suns. Just above them. Because we lost, we gave up that spot. But again, we're neck and neck. We're right on door. Everybody's not too far apart. Yes, the Suns got Durant. And we'll see how that goes. And again, Chris Paul got no excuses at all. None. Chris Paul has absolutely zero excuses. See, again, part of the reason why the Clippers have not had success because they've been too inconsistent. Because let's be honest, man, Chris Paul, man, again, man, he has to take blame for this too. Him and Blake Griffin injuries was an issue for the Clippers. Again, they had injuries just as bad as Kawhi Leonard. Except when Kawhi Leonard's fully healthy, he'll play an entire season. But Chris Paul, as well as Blake Griffin, the Lob City Clippers, Blake and Chris Paul go down in a playoff series and cost us. Okay? Not to forget that Mitchell Doc was a terrible manager. But yeah, the Clippers are right on the Suns' back door. Like we neck and neck with them. But I want y'all to all see this. And it's also interesting too, because see, everybody love to say that the Clippers are cursed, but what about these 4 teams here? Because I don't remember the Denver Nuggets ever winning an NBA championship. They don't have a Larry O.B. Memphis definitely don't have a Larry O'Brien trophy. The Kings are still, to this day, trying to get them an NBA championship in the Phoenix Suns, who have been to 2 NBA finals in their franchise history. 2 years ago, when they went against Giannis, and then back when Charles Barkley played against Michael Jordan. That team still to this day was never able to ever win a championship ring. Ever. In their life. Since the Suns have been a franchise, they were never able to get a ring. So I want everybody to see this. These 5 teams here are teams with no championship. Even New Orleans don't have a championship ring either, and they about to make the playoffs. And Zion Williamson, now I see why David Griffin has been so patient with Zion. Again, it's paid off well. They're another team that's nice. And look at the Timberwolves, another team with no championship ring, is also in the playoffs with that AC. Right? But you know, Mavericks at least got 1 ring, but Luka Doncic still can't get to the finals to this day. And that's another thing too. Notice Luka Doncic gets to the Western Conference Finals when Kawhi is not playing, when the Clippers are not in there. The Clippers have beat the Mavericks 2 years in a row. Twice in a row, the Clippers have owned the Mavericks. And even now, with Russell Westbrook, the Mavericks still ain't going to be able to beat the Clippers. That's another reason why the Clippers have to get Russell Westbrook, because you may have to play against Kyrie Irving this time around. The Clippers may have to play the Mavericks again for the 3rd time going into a playoff series. 3rd time in a row they made a playoffs with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Hopefully that won't happen. I hope that won't happen, but who knows? There's 20 more games left, so I want everybody to see this. This is why I don't believe in curses. This is why I don't believe in curses, because it's not fair to the players who got to sign up, who have signed a contract, and who have to get up every day and go practice for that team. It's not fair to the players that got to try to win a championship, and it's up against other teams and other players who are better than them, who have got better management. teams who got more money than they do to do a lot more moves for their season. This is why I don't call the Clippers curse. No, the Clippers can actually win a championship, even with Russell Westbrook, whether you're going to start him or not. And shouts out to Chris Broussard, because Chris Broussard has been on point. Chris Broussard ain't like Nick Wright bully him and talk crazy to him. And Chris Broussard is right. Russell Westbrook is a better fit for the Clippers. But y'all see that. Now let's check on the East really fast. Look at that East. Look at that's close. Look at the Eastern Conference close. Look at that. Giannis and Boston are neck and neck. Look at that. Look at Philly, third place. Cleveland. Look, I told y'all about Cleveland. I told you about Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell is that guy now. Mitchell with Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, with Darius Garland. Again, you got a squad. And you got Careless LeVert coming off the bench. They got a team there. Cleveland is very dangerous. But look at Brooklyn. Now that's because Kyrie Irving and Durant went on that run and got him there. But we'll see how long that lasts. Because I don't see Brooklyn really retaining that fifth seed for much longer. I see the Knicks and Heat catching them. Especially now that Miami has Kevin Love. They're going to definitely catch him. The Hawks could catch him too. Like, these three teams can pretty much catch Brooklyn. Even the Knicks. Knicks is not bad neither. With Derrick Rose and the other big man they got down there. Yeah, the other ex-Laker, Julius Randle. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna see how long that, because they got Spencer Dinwiddie, but Spencer Dinwiddie ain't enough. Now Cam Johnson might can work. Yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie, Cam Johnson, that might can work. And the only thing I would need Ben Simmons to do is play defense. You can't expect Ben Simmons to shoot at all. Let Ben Simmons stay at the power forward position, just rebound and give you defense. Let him go to the hole, but as far as shooting, you can't rely on Ben Simmons. But we'll see how far they last. But as y'all can see, y'all, it's a lot of competition. But no, and let's look at the Lakers. While we at it, again, this is why Russell Westbrook is happy. Look at that, man. I'm sorry, man. The Lakers is not going to make the playoffs. I doubt it. Because again, Minnesota and New Orleans are tough. Minnesota got Rudy Gobert down there paired up with Anthony Edwards. That's a dynamic duo, officially. Anthony Edwards got a big man he can work with. And New Orleans is still loaded with their young team. New Orleans is just like Memphis and Sacramento, right? And even the Clippers, they all young. That's a young squad. You got Zion Williamson down there with Larry Nash Jr. And then you also have Brandon Ingram. Like, come on now, man. The Lakers are not going to pass these teams up. And look at the Warriors. Now, at some point in time, Steph Curry might come back. I'm not going to rule Curry out completely for the season. Curry might come back sometime within the 20-game stretch. And that'll be a factor for them. And I don't think the Lakers could beat the Warriors. That's the defending champions. Right? Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins. You still got Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Kawhi. Right? Look at Utah. The Thunder, like, it's too many teams ahead of you. No, that's not gonna work. Yeah, again, it's just not. I don't see it happening. I don't. Now, Lakers got Malik Beasley. They got Mo Bamba. D'Angelo Russell is over there now. So we'll see. But I mean, I still don't see it, because once again, the Lakers got to play with a completely different team. And that's another reason why Lakers media is so. This is another reason why Russell Westbrook is getting a lot of hate. Because again, look where he is now. He way up here. Russell Westbrook is in the playoffs. And with that Clipper team, the Clippers might actually get third or fourth seed. They can actually steal these top seeds. Russell Westbrook is in the playoffs. He's on a much better team. Because let's be honest, had Russell Westbrook went to the Chicago Bulls, which you all see, the Bulls ain't making the playoffs, the way they looking. And if he would have went to this Utah Jazz team, the media wouldn't have nothing negative to say at all. They would have left that man alone. But because he's on the divisional rival, he's down the hallway, and because the Clippers got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, he would have loaded team. That LeBron applied at the front office with having that type of team. Because Russell Westbrook is surrounded with so much depth, that's why he's getting all this hate from Mike Wilborn, Nick Wright, and everybody else. That's why they call him a vampire. Oh, he's bad in the locker room, this and that, because he's on a team who has a chance to win a championship ring, and not the Lakers. Now let's take a look at this roster real quick. Like I told you, this is your big three here. But Zubac, your big man. Norman Powell, that's actually a six man. Norman Powell is on pace to get the six-man award. He's up for voting. Marcus Morris, again, reliable power forward. Now, Terrence Mann, what I would do with Terrence Mann is put him at the shooting guard. To be quite honest with you. Terrence Mann could start at the 2. See, again, I don't take a lot of these analysts seriously because it's hatred. Russell Westbrook is just as capable of starting for you. There's nothing wrong with Russ starting. Russell Westbrook is a starting point guard anyway. I'm pretty sure Bones Highland here don't mind. Because Bones going to get his playing time anyway. He knows that already. But the Clippers need, for sure, scores to start. And Terrence Mann plays better at the shooting guard anyway. He's better at the 2. Yes, Terrence Mann has improved greatly at the 1. And he stepped his game up. You know, he's definitely doing all that he can for the team. But me personally, I would start Russ. You start Russ at the 1, have Terrence Mann at the 2, with Kawhi and PG at the 3 and 4. And then, of course, you still got Zubac. And that still gives you defense. And it's efficient. Because, again, Russell Westbrook is a triple-double machine. Again, that man knows how to set everybody up with good looks. And Paul George plays a lot better with him when the 2 is in the starting lineup together. That's why I would start Russ. And I like what Chris Broussard said. He said he don't mind Russ starting at the 1. And then who else? I think it was Antoine Walker. Even Antoine Walker said that Russ is better to start Russ at the 1. And Antoine Walker is a former NBA champion. That man won a championship with the Miami Heat with Wayne Wade. So Antoine Walker knows what he's talking about. He's entitled to his opinion. That man's a former NBA champion in his league. He's an NBA champion. Antoine Walker played for years with different point guards. Now, Bones Highland, again, this is your backup point guard. This your backup. Bones Highland with this man, Eric Gordon, that's your 1 and your 2. Okay, that's your 1 and your 2. Now, Eric Gordon is another ex-teammate that played with Russell Westbrook in Houston. So, Eric Gordon knows full well what Russell Westbrook is capable of. That's another reason why it's good to have Russ there, because Russ already got 2 former players that he's played with and actually knows how to work with in the rotation. Batum, right? We still got Batum. To me, this is our backup power forward. Yeah, this is another forward. This is your small. Marcus Morris and Batum are your 3 and your 4 on the bench. Now, this man brought in Boston Jr., I'll give him more playing time, to be honest. I'll put him back in there. You got Mason Plumlee as a backup, and we still got Robert Covington. Remember, we got Covington that you can still put in. Robert Covington is guaranteed to give you 14 to 19. Covington gonna come through for you when you need him. Now, Preston and Moses Brown, they still developing. But Brandon Boston Jr. and Covington, again, you still got these guys, just in case one of these other guys get injured. Now, Diabate, now Musa's not bad neither. This is another big man. He can play the 4 or 5 if we need him to. And then we still got Amir Coffey. Still got that cat. He's another one not bad neither. This was last year. That man scored 35 points. That's like your Tayshaun Prince. So y'all see, man, this team is loaded. This is why Tyronn Lue told everybody in that press conference when he did that interview that he's experimenting with rosters right now. He's experimenting with lineups because he has a lot of players he could switch around. You heard what Tyronn Lue, he say, I'm not worried about Russ starting or not. The Clippers are trying to prepare for the playoffs. But yeah, with this team here, the Clippers could get the 3rd seed. Now, they could catch Sacramento. Because at the end of the day, man, this team has the best experience. Out of all the playoff teams, they have one of the best experience going into the championship. I'm telling you, man, the Clippers are dangerous. That's why the Lakers, that's why the media is giving Russell Westbrook so much hate right now, because they know what can happen. And when you got Russell Westbrook, you're gonna need him when you go against Durant. Especially when you got to take on John Morant and even Jamal Murray, who's been a problem for the Clippers. Jamal Murray has been a freaking problem. See, nobody's talking about that. Reggie Jackson, Pat Beverly, and even Lou Williams, those guys can't guard Jamal Murray. They have problems going up against him. Let's be honest. John Wall, right? And John Wall's problem, he's had too many injuries. John Wall's career is winding down. It didn't work with him. It didn't work with Eric Bledsoe or Rajon Rondo. They could not guard Jamal Murray. He's been a problem for the Clippers. Now that we got Russell Westbrook, the Clippers could actually slow down Jamal Murray significantly. Russ gonna take the fight to you. Cause look at De'Aaron Fox. It wasn't easy for De'Aaron to try to beat this Clipper team last night. It was not easy for him. And you saw that, right? Russell Westbrook was getting to the rim over De'Aaron Fox. So that's why Russell Westbrook is on this Clipper team. I hope y'all, everybody now see. Okay? So I want everybody to stop complaining, stop talking this mess. Stop believing everything you hear and trust the process. Trust Jerry West. I trust Lawrence Frank. I trust Mike Winger because once again, they have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George with a for sure team. They're once again going to be in position to making the championship. Now, I'll be honest, right? Who else is going to stop this Kawhi Leonard? Let's keep it real. Who's going to stop Kawhi? When the playoffs comes, who's going to beat Kawhi Leonard? As far as the small forward position, Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the Western Conference. By far. That's not even a debate. Yes, Michael Porter Jr. is good, but Kawhi is older and been around longer. And again, he's been to 3 finals. Michael Porter Jr. is good, but he ain't better than Kawhi. Doncic, right? Now with PG with PG going against the Mavericks, Luka Doncic can either go at the 2 or he can go at the 3. But he's not better than Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard has schooled Doncic twice. He's proven that already. 2 years in a row now, Dallas gets bounced out the first round due to facing Kawhi Leonard. You look at the Sacramento Kings, right? The Sacramento Kings team. You look at them. Who else is on this Kings team is going to be? Yeah, there we go, Sabonis. Yeah, the Sabonis is good, but come on, he still can't stop Kawhi Leonard. In a 7-game series, this team is not going to be able to beat them. They're not beating the Clippers. Let's be honest. Yeah, Trey Lyles is good. Harrison Barnes is definitely a veteran. I like Kevin Huerter a lot. Malik Monk is definitely a shooting guard they need, but let's be honest, this team is still young. They're a very young team going into the playoff series. They never been in a 7-game series like that. Come on now. Those guys are not beating Kawhi. Now let's look at Phoenix. Come on now, let's just review real quick. Let me just do a quick review. Now Durant is gonna be the only. These two gonna be the only problem. Well, not so much Booker. You could guard Booker. Booker's not a problem. Booker's overrated officially. Booker choked last year. If you got size, you can pretty much take this team out. The problem with Phoenix, they have no size, and that's gonna be an issue. They have no big man like that at all. Yes, DeAndre Ayton is good, but DeAndre Ayton gonna have a lot that he gonna have to handle. The Clippers got bigs. We got size. Devin really not that much of a problem. Durant is. Durant and DeAndre Ayton gonna be the main 2 and Cameron Payne. That's the 3 you got to worry about. Chris Paul is 39. He's an old man. Chris Paul is just old, man. He can't do it no more. Chris Paul is on, like LeBron, Chris Paul's on his way out. Chris Paul's not really that much of a factor. That's why the Phoenix Suns couldn't beat the Mavericks. Doncic took advantage of the fact that Chris Paul is a lot smaller and he's old. Chris Paul not going to be able to play the same defense no more. Yes. The Phoenix Suns got one of the best forwards in this league today, but the issue is them letting go Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, and even Cam Johnson going to be a problem. Because Bismack Biyombo ain't did nothing at all. I don't remember him doing anything significant. Shamet is not that great. Terrence Ross is every now and then. Now, T.J. Warren is not bad. T.J. Warren could do a little something for you, but that's just it. Outside of that, man, Phoenix ain't really got no bench. They benched his Deplenish. That's going to be the Phoenix's main problem is the bench, which the Clippers got bench. Clippers got this team beat in depth. So that's another thing. When the Clippers have to face this team here, because we got Russell Westbrook, ain't going to be a problem for going against Chris Paul at all. Oh, no, Chris Paul can't handle Westbrook. I'm sorry to have to tell you that. Even in that playoff series, if y'all remember when Chris Paul was on the Clippers and we played against the OKC Thunder, one of the reasons why the Thunder beat us because of Westbrook was a problem for Chris Paul. Chris could not guard Russ at all. Russ, again, took the fight to us. And we lost. And that was back in, I believe, 2012. Yeah, that was like 20. Yeah, that was like 2013. Yeah, that was, yeah, man, not 2013. That was like, yeah, 2014, I believe. Yeah, 2014. Yeah, that was in 2014. Chris Paul has always had problems going against Russell Westbrook. And Westbrook is younger than him, but he's a lot more athletically gifted than Chris. Russ gonna bang on the rim on you. So yeah, with the team Russ got, again, he gonna have better looks. Chris Paul can't do it no more. That's gonna be a problem for Phoenix. Yeah, these two gonna put their points up, but even then, with PG guarding Devin, that's not gonna be an issue neither. Because you could actually put, even with Terrence Mann not gonna have no problem going against Devin Booker. He ain't. You could put Russell, Devin, or Chris Paul. Again, they're gonna get shut down. Terrence Mann definitely gonna be able to guard Chris. So yeah, man. I'm not really worried about Phoenix. The Clippers won Phoenix anyway. Now let's look at this Maverick team. Now I don't even gotta explain it, right? These two, Kyrie Irving, the only like legit player that's on there. Reggie Bullock, you just can't leave him open. But JaVale McGee, now JaVale McGee is a good veteran, but that's just it. Now they got Marcus's little brother, but this is another team they really ain't got too much going for them. Because like the Mavericks, like the Phoenix Suns, they lost a lot of their bench. They lost a lot of depth. This is another young team. Yeah, Kyrie Irving gonna do his thing. Dunston gonna get his points, but even Dunston, man, Dunston does way too much on here. And the problem with Dunston is an isolated basketball player. Dunston don't really pass like that. And that's the issue. The Clippers beat this team 2 years in a row in the last 5 years. Best believe the Clippers ain't scared of no Dallas Mavericks. Let's look at the Pelicans, right? Now, yes, the Pelicans beat us last year. Not this year. This Pelicans team ain't beating us. Right? Let's be honest, man. Who we got to be scared of? Who we got to worry about? This guy is dangerous. He's good. Brandon Ingram, he can ball. I mean, this is a young team, but come on now. If you Clippers, what you got to be worried about? And look at the Timberwolves. This team definitely not beating us now. They not. Now, Rudy Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns, that's a good front court. That's a very tall front court. They got defense there. But we got old man Mike Conley. Mike Conley's kind of old too. He's kind of wearing down. Anthony Edwards is solid, but that's just it. Like D'Angelo Russell, I would have kept him, man. I don't know why they traded D'Angelo Russell. I would have kept him over there, to be honest. I would not have not traded. I think that's a bad trade on any end. I would have kept Russell over there. But yeah. Let's look at the top seed of T. Again, this is who the Clippers got to now look at Reggie Jackson. Now that's gonna be an issue there. Reggie goes right to the Nuggets. Now that's gonna be a problem. I mean, not that much, but Reggie does know us well. But again, that's gonna be interesting. Now Caldwell Pope can hit. These three, like this is their big three. Aaron Gordon. Again, this is the Clippers' really only challenge. This is our true challenge. We got Phoenix, and this team here is who we got to beat. Look at DeAndre Jordan. Now, DeAndre Jordan, this might be his best chance to get a ring, too. Look at Jeff Green, another ex-Clipper. There's like 3 ex-Clippers. Jeff Green, Jordan, and Reggie Jackson. 3 of them. But the thing is, we're not the same team as when those 3 were on there. Now, I understand Reggie Jackson definitely going to be a factor. He's going to be coming at us hard, but and Ish Smith is also good, too. For Lil Man, he's really good. He got handles. But yeah, this is our only challenge. This is gonna be our only fight. Is this Nuggets team? Because Jokic might get a 3rd MVP in a row. That's gonna be the only real challenge. Now this Grizzly team, I'm not really worried about Memphis. Memphis has not played us at all neither. But again, they're young. They still don't have. They still got to get better. Because Luke Kennard is not that. Luke Kennard is not a consistent shooter like that. We gave Luke Kennard a chance. That didn't work. I'm sorry, it just didn't work out that well. I don't see Luke Kennard getting that much PT over here anyway. Because you still got Dylan Brooks and you got Tyrus Jones. And you got Desmond Bain that he could put at the 2 or 3 if you need him to. Yeah, there's other guards. But I'm not worried about these guys either. Yeah, John Morant going to be a problem. and Steven Adams. These two gonna be an issue. But all these other players, I'm not worried about. We got more experience. So yeah, man, y'all see that, man. The Clippers can actually win a championship. I'm gonna tell you that now. Between Russ, Kawhi, and PG, that's a lot of experience down the line. But that's it, y'all, man. That's the video. Thank you for tuning in. And I just want to break that down from my point of view and for what I see. Okay, I trust what the Clippers front office are doing. We needed Russell Westbrook. We really did. All right. And when we get to the playoffs, because that's another thing too, man. Again, stop. We didn't stop listening to Nick Wright. We can't be taking Skip Bayless seriously no more because Russell Westbrook does show up in the playoffs. He will show up in the playoffs. He's done it over 15 years. Okay? He will show up. All that stuff Nick Wright is saying, again, that's a load of crap. It really is. Because Russell Westbrook made the playoffs with not only the Washington Wizards, but the Houston Rockets. Right? He made the playoffs with both of them two teams. He wasn't even there that long. He was only on the Rockets for a season. Like both the Rockets and the Wizards, Russell Westbrook was only there for one season, and he got both of those teams to the playoffs. And then we already know what he did with the Thunder. That's history. No, the fact that Russell Westbrook is getting on his hate because they're scared of Russell Westbrook getting to the finals with this team. The Clippers could upset all four of these teams. They could beat them in the playoff series, especially the 7-game series. I believe they could actually beat them. But like I said, Denver is going to be the only challenge here. So yeah, again, y'all, that's the video. Yo, that's my take on it. Tell me what you think. And again, shouts out to the Clippers fan page on Facebook. Shouts out to every Clipper fan page I'm a part of. I do this for you. You know, and shouts out to Dreamer Sports Pro. You know, that's the main channel I go to for Clippers news versus everybody else. And you know, shouts out to everybody else that's making Clippers content that are Clipper fans. But Dreamer Sports Pro, Dreamer Sports Pro, I go to them. I subscribe to them. That brother is doing a good job on that channel. That's it, y'all. Like, subscribe, comment if you feel like it. And like I always say, stay blessed.